Okay. Checking out the Buckners. You see a sturdy older woman with a tired smile. You see an older man with a scraggly beard and big red nose. You see a plain-looking, sturdily built young woman with a scowl on her face with a stick up her butt. You see a tall man with facial tattoos and a large bone through his nose.
What can we and I do you for?
Who's we?
The spirits with me, friend. They be all around. Sometimes talk.
Oh, what spirits?
Spirits be everywhere. Travel with we and I. Grampy Bone do most of talking.
Who's Grampy Bone?
Him strong spirit. Much honor carrying him.
Oh, wait. You mean that bone in your nose?
Keep him close. Easier to touch his spirit. That's why he talk the most.
Can I ask you something else?
We and I know many things. Travel from great saltwater to home of biting lizards.
Biting lizards?
Geckos. The little dudes don't bite hard. It's the goldens. They go through your leg like an old pipe stem.
Oh, let me ask you something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
Tell me about the Great Salt Water.
The tribe's home is next to great saltwater. 2 moons from here, friend.
2 moons? That's a long ways. How did you travel so far safely?
Friend with all the spirits walking with me. Not afraid to travel anywhere.
Let me ask you something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
Why did you travel so much?
Trader named Vic supposed to be here. He be saying he know about slavers. We show up, didn't peep him. Get pretty hot.
Let me ask you something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
What are you doing here?
Slavers got our sis. Thought Vic be having information. Couldn't peep him. Got PO'd. Drank like a fish. Spirits of anger and chaos pop out, and now we have to pay some coin to make it right.
You were looking for Vic the Trader?
Vic the traitor, more like. Comes to village, says he knows about slavers. Tells us to come see him. We go. He ain't there.
Your sister was taken by slavers?
Sis went trading at another village and never come back. We and I go look for her.
What did you find?
1 survivor. Dude was in bad shape. Said evil warriors came with magic torches. Fire would lick tribe warriors and they'd go to the spirit.
What about your sis?
The evil warriors tied up the rest and took off. Sis with them. Friend, we be finding her or dying trying.
Sounds like slavers to me. Have you found anything out about them? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you find her. Let me ask you something else. Let's go with option 1.
We and I know they're slavers at Ardin. When we're free, we're out of here.
Tell me about something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
I'm interested in some local information.
What can we and I do you for?
Ever hear of a Garden of Eden creation kit?
Never heard of it. But Maida's been keeping us busy.
Who's Maida?
She's the boss. We pay off and go find sis.
Tell me about something else.
What can we and I do you for?
What's going on in town?
Oh, busy place. Bugmen snatching cattle. Spirits walking. Smiley missing.
Tell me about the bugmen.
Tor be telling us about bugs that walk on 2 feet and steal Brahmin. Shook him up.
Interesting. Let me ask you something else.
You have more questions for Sulik?
Yep. Walking spirits. Tell me about that.
The canyon east of Herd area supposed to have a walking, howling spirit, shaking the locals. Grampy Bone don't say a word, though.
Interesting. Let me ask you something else.
You have more questions for Sulik?
Smiley. Who's Smiley?
Smiley's a good hunter. Say he looking for the golden gecko's nest. Didn't come back.
Interesting. Let me ask you something else.
You have more questions for Sulik?
Let me ask you about something else.
What can we and I do you for?
Where can I find trade, a healer, or a room?
So many questions. Maida takes care of trade here, and her mother, Ardin, takes care of the rooms. No shaman in town, but you may be able to trade for medicine.
Oh, thanks. Let me ask you something else.
What can we and I do you for?
What are you doing here?
Slavers got our sis. Thought
Yeah.
Vic be having information. Couldn't
Yeah.
peep him. Got PO'd.
Uh-huh.
Drank like a fish.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Spirits of anger and chaos pop out, and now we have to pay some coin to make it right.
Yeah, so you have to pay for damages?
We owe Maida $350. You heading south? We'll walk about with you and look for sis. You having $350?
Maybe so, Sulik. Let me ask you something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
I don't need to know anything else right now. Okay, so that's Sulik's story. Hey, it's the lady with the stick up her butt. My name's Maida Buckner. I take care of trading and drinks here. I don't tolerate any tribals messing our family's place up, so you just better watch your step here or you'll end up like Sulik. What do you want? I have some questions for you. Questions, huh? Well, get on with it then. Talking to you doesn't get my work any closer to being finished. Have you heard of something called a Garden of Eden creation kit? The only way I know to create a Garden of Eden is through plain old hard work. That's something you tribals just don't seem to understand, but I guess that's the difference between us civilized folk and yourselves. Uh-huh. Does it hurt with that stick up your butt? I guess. Tell me about something else then. More questions. Tell me about Sulik. Sulik's a tribal that's working here to pay off a debt he foolishly incurred. He is not a slave. We don't have slaves here in Klamath. Paying off a debt? What do you mean? Well, you see, Sulik got real upset one night and had too much booze. Then, when he was good and drunk, he busted up the place. He nearly did $500 worth of damage just now getting the place repaired. Why'd he get so upset? He said he found out that his sister had been kidnapped by slavers. But you'd have to ask him more about that. He's here until he can pay off the rest of the damage he did while he was drunk. How much does he have to work off? He still has to pay off $350. If he weren't so lazy and shiftless, it would go quicker for him. He's not leaving here until his debt is paid in full. That's a lot of money. I think he's going to be here for a long time. Well, he may be slow, but he does sort of grow on you after a while. Looks wistfully away. Flustered. Now that's enough jaw flapping. Do you need anything else? I was curious about something else. More questions. Yep. Tell me about what's going on here in Klamath. Well, Tor's been complaining about bugmen scaring the Brahmin. Not sure if I really believe all his stories, but someone or something has been rustling cattle here in town. Cattle rustling? Any leads? Not really. I'm not even sure if there's a connection between this and the Brahmin mutilations. Cattle rustling, huh? I'll look into this. Let me ask you something else, though. What other towns are nearby? There are only a couple of other towns nearby. There's Reading far to the southeast and the Den a few days south, but I wouldn't go to the Den. Why wouldn't you go to the Den? The Den is a bad place to go. They even enslave ignorant tribals like yourself. It's a week or so south of here, but most folks that have gone there don't come back. Tell me about the local tribes. Well, I didn't count tribes when you asked about civilized towns, but I guess there's a group of savages somewhere to the northwest, and then Sulik's tribe far to the southwest. That's funny. My tribe doesn't count pre-war towns when we talk about civilized places. Tell me about something else. Well, I think that's all I need to know for now. Goodbye, crabby lady. You see a sturdy older woman with a tired smile. Hello there. My name's Ardin Buckner, and this is my place. Say, you didn't see a trapper named Smiley outside of town, did you? He's been gone for too long. Never should have let him go off on that fool quest of his. Smiley? No, I haven't seen a trapper by that name. Tell me about him. Well, Smiley and me were getting downright serious with each other. I thought I had finally gotten him to agree to settle down here and help me run this place. But he said he needed to go off on one last quest. A quest? Well, he called it a quest. He told me that he thought he knew where all the golden geckos came from, and he wanted to find out for sure. He thought that maybe it was some kind of magical spring, or maybe a hidden cave or vault of some sort. Well, I don't rightly know what all he said, but he seemed real excited about going. But I shouldn't have let him go. He's 2 weeks later getting back than he said he'd be, and I'm worried. I'd like to help. I could look for him for you. Oh, thank you. Let me mark on your map where he talked about looking. I sure hope you can find him. He isn't much, but I still love him, and I miss him more than I thought I could. Please find him for me. I'll do what I can. Let me ask you something else first, though. You better not be planning any mischief here. What do you want? It's a really nice way to treat somebody that offered to help you out. I was wondering if you're the person to talk to about local news and events. You should talk to my daughter Maida about that. I don't really keep track of what's going on lately. Too much just keeping an eye on my own business. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Right now, though, I need some information about something else. About your missing Brahmin. Yes, have you found something out? No. Buy us a round of drinks. If you're smart, you'll stay away from the Dentons. I don't know, am I smart? Oh, apparently I'm very good.